Hello guys, this is DJs and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about no one's favourite episode, Gridlock. If you don't know what this series is about, I basically talk about an older episode of Doctor Who, such as this one, and talk about why it is so good or why it worked. And then I do a message at the end of the video, which is what can be taken from this episode and implanted into the new series. Be sure to check out the playlist for Series 3, which I'm doing this year, and last year I did Season 2, so make sure that you go and check that out as well. So without further ado, let's get into this video. The episode begins and we are greeted to this maniacal smile, shows the difference in class and life of those above and those in the motorway. It also shows that those above have this sort of patriotic smile on the face, a bit like the Joker, as if they're in some kind of like sales channel. And the hand goes over the screen, and good old Sally is there smiling to cover up what is really happening. Almost like something's gone badly and politicians have to try and make it seem like nothing has happened, even though that something has, and that is what this person is trying to do, and trying to almost keep spirits up and trying to keep everyone false sense of something good is coming out of this instead of something bad. The setting in this story is summed up within about 2 minutes, and it's pretty easily done, and you get a real understanding of what this episode is going to be like in terms of story and in terms of setting. Title's wrong, and welcome back to New York. Was that even right? Possibly because they had that CGI shot from last season, but it seems like they actually had a real reason to return, because they had a good idea. Annie from Being Human shows up with her mate and showing the desperate situation that the people are in, kidnapping people to take them to the fast lane. This creates the conflict of the episode. The Doctor gets angry and then closes down the entire shop, pharmacy town. We learn about the scene and the people inside of these cars that are driving along this relentless motorway. The idea that people go on the motorway as newlyweds and then have children have their lives on this motorway and then, get old and everything like that, because this thing's been going on for like 45 years. But the idea of that is really good, because there's a lot of people, especially in the UK, I don't know, it probably happens all over the world, to be honest, so I don't know why, but the UK tends to complain about it most, that there's a lot of traffic all over the place in the UK, and especially London. Everything gets extremely clogged up, which means that nobody can move, and it's like you're there for a lifetime, and that is what it suggests from this. Father Dougal has tons of cat makeup on his face, which is really good. It has like this brilliant texture to it as well. I only know who is underneath this mask because of his distinct voice from Father Ted. The Macra are introduced, and for some reason they are crabs. Now, I thought this was pretty weird, and it is, but the Doctor then speaks to them as being almost like mutations of the people, or the things, the creatures that built the city above. And they've came down there and then they've mutated and they've become something else, and why are they crabs? That still doesn't make sense. Turns out there's tons of stuff that I forgot about this episode. The idea that the entire people above were wiped out in 6 minutes due to some kind of virus given off from one of those stickers is pretty horrifying. What's horrifying about it is that we can be wiped out so easily and so quickly that there is no real way of stopping it from happening. I'm sure a lot of you forgot about that. The face of Bo saves the day for the final time, and it's interesting to see his story end here, compared that we know what happens at the end of this series, and we understand who he is now and everything like that. I'm glad this plotline gets a resolution. It may take it may take to the end of this season to get it, but it's better than some have already been. Even when the face of Bo says that you are not alone, it also represents the idea for the end of this series as well. Is it weird that they've had 2 stories that are both in the wrong order, so River Song and then the face of Bo?
But this plotline does end, and so does the Riverside one, eventually. So, the name of the Doctor. I am just very happy with that. You know, the name of the Doctor was awful. It didn't even solve anything, and it had that going for an entire season. And it's when they broke it into two as well, so it was even worse. It was a slow burner that we got nothing from, and felt completely cheated afterwards. The message from this episode is that arcs are extremely important for characters, so then they have some kind of development, some kind of change, and make people care about them. But if it's done over a series, you can do it over a series. It is proven here with the Face of Bo, but it is getting the attention to stay, and then having a good enough resolution to make people happy about it. So there we go, that is this video. This took a very long time to make, more than it did last time, which is annoying, so make sure that you give it a like, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.